outside. They football-wise, you see what I'm saying? We played each other in high school, my freshman year and sophomore year, and then we played on the same 7-on-7 team my sophomore and junior year.
Elijah, how have you seen your relationship and your chemistry with Deshaun, especially with the new choice routes being incorporated into this offense? How have you seen that relationship evolve and grow here over the last during the offseason program?
It's been going good, we day by day.
How does he look physically to you?
He looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good to me.
Now could be a time for you to be talking contract extension now too. How do you feel about where you're at with the organization in the future here?
I'm taking it day by day. If you focus on that, you're gonna get too far ahead of yourself. So.
Are you looking forward to, how much are you looking forward to perhaps the time when you and Amari and Jerry can really get out there consistently in 11-on-11s and get this thing rolling the way you want to?
Yeah, I know, football brings little bangs up here and there, so when everyone gets on the same page, we'll be on the same page.
And how about, are you hoping to see that some out here in these next
Yeah.
2 days? Is that going to
Yes, ma'am.
so kind of be the first glimpse of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Or what do you expect it to look like?
Exciting.
Good.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Fam.
How you doing, Jeremiah?
What's going on?
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
How are you, man?
Oh, well.
So how good does it feel to finally get that deal done?
Yeah, been a while negotiating, but man, it feels good. Feels like I'm loved, right? Feels like that, I have an opportunity to respond to, a lot of the different things that's going on in my life and a lot of the different things that have been going on, and it feels good to be, locked into a place and have the place also respect you and give you honor as well. So.
Do you always know that you would end up back here in the long run going through these negotiations?
Yeah, I mean, there's a strong knowing, right? So I would say I believed, right? But you never really know how the NFL operates, right? There's so many different things can be thrown at you. So you have to be appreciative when, you could be drafted to a team and then the team extends you more years, right? So there's always a sense of honor there, right?
You really fit into this defense last year, Jim's defense. Why was it so suited for you, and where can you go next with it?
Yeah, I mean, anytime, you have a different scheme, right? It's all about progression. It's all about learning the scheme. But it's also about the relationships that you build with the coach, the relationship that you build with your teammates. So, the scheme, I think, that allows me to be myself, per se, right? And it allows me to really tap into the personnel that I believe that I fit into, which is being very diverse, whether it's blitzing off the edge, staying in the middle, being in pass coverage, pass rush, whatever it may be. So I feel like it's a diverse defense, and it works well with different personnel. So.
How do you not let that become a distraction in negotiations as you're preparing for this season?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing, as a football player, your job is to focus on the field. That's why you hire an agent. That's why you hire, financial advisors. You have to hire chefs, right? You have to hire all of these different resources to be able to be, that accommodation between, whether you're trying to eat, whether you're trying to do, contracts, right? You have people for that. So it's not a distraction at all. It's a process that everybody has to go through eventually, and you just have to focus on the now and the then, right? So.
What do you think you have more to bring to this defense than you've shown so far?
Yeah, it's just about strengthening the things that I have done, strengthening my playmaking ability, strengthening my ability to not make mistakes, strengthening my ability to be the best teammate that I can, being the best brother that I can, the best man that I can, on and off the field, right? It's very important that a lot of the guys really key in on the off the field things as well, and not just the things that are happening on the field, so that we can lead to the best success possible. So.
I know you said you didn't allow your final year of your rookie deal to be a distraction for you, but just as a man and a human being, was that something that you were thinking about this offseason, going into your final deal and the uncertainty that does come with that?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's uncertainty, but then there's also certainties, right? There's certainties that, hey, look, I can breathe again, right? And again, I think that, when you're stepping into that year where there's a possibility that you could be re-signed, you have it in your mind, right? But then again, it goes back to the resources. You have resources to help you through that. This isn't something that's a new thing, right? We have veterans that have been through it. We have guys that have been coaching for a while that's been through it, right? So it's nothing that's new. It's about compartmentalization and just putting things in the right place at the right time. So.
Well, what was the key to making such a big jump from your second year to the way you played last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the numbers, a lot of people, say like, oh, some dramatic big jump, But if you look at the numbers, it's not 30 tackles off, right? Like isn't like, this Superman that comes to play. No, I think that it's about process. It's about learning more. It's about growing more. It's about having new teammates, understanding your teammates, and just being able to make those changes, make those mistakes in a way that they won't happen again. So I think that that's really the keys to it. It's just about progression and growth.
Without Hicks available, are you the guy that they talk to?
Say again?
Are you the green dot guy without Hicks on the field?
Here and there. It's not like every single down, but it's here and there. Yeah.
Is Delpit the number one?
Depending on the personnel. I'm not sure. Depending on the personnel. Yeah.
What is year two in Jim Schwartz's defense as a whole? What does that look like? What are you gleaning from in the meetings and on the field and everything? What's the potential of what that can look like?
Well, I think you've seen the potential. Obviously, like it'll grow as time goes on, but it's much of the same things. Being much in the same positions, I'm still playing well. I'll be playing third downs, similar to how I did last year. But it's just about stepping into a, the role where it's more of a communication, more of understanding the different things, the moving parts, advancing in my IQ as the years go on, having more experience in the defense, helping some of the other guys out as well, understanding some of the other positions. Again, I think the key word that we're dealing with here is just growth and progression, right? So that's what it is.
If there were a Mount Rushmore of the Browns defense, you'd now be on it because there's Miles, Denzel, Delpit, and you have gotten that second contract. So how do you feel about it being a foundation player for this team?
Well, I'm not quite at those guys' levels. I may be on one of the hills around here in Cleveland. They're up there. But as time goes on, I look to be where they're at. I look to transcend the mountain and continue to work to be the best player and teammate that I can. So.
Jeremiah, just for clarity, who called you this morning, and what was your reaction to now having this all wrapped up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I had a call this morning, but nevertheless.
Building?
Yeah, nevertheless, when I walked in the building, it was a good feeling just to knowing that, stability, security, and those things are the biggest two things for, a young player that looks to do not only things on the field but also things off the field. Stability is something that's very key for guys like me that want to get involved in the community, wanting to take that responsibility to help and solve problems. So I'm very glad for the opportunity and wish to honor that opportunity that I've been given.
Jeremiah, Rodney McLeod was just talking about you earning the extension. He said it's life-changing. Has it sunk in that way for you yet?
Well, I mean, it's always life-changing. I mean, to be honest, when I wake up in the morning, I feel like it's life-changing, right? Because not everybody gets to do it, right? All we're doing is talking about things that and opportunities that's been handed to you that other people have not had. And it's a chance to just respond to it, right? God has bestowed a gift upon you, and it's your duty to respond to that. Ability, right? If you want to put it like that, right? So I think that, it's a big thing. It's a life-changing thing. But, even in the minute details of just waking up in the morning, all of those things, mean a lot to me. So.
Did you always know that the Browns felt differently about you than other linebackers, other people? Because when you got drafted, Andrew Berry said people thought it was a fever dream because he would never draft a linebacker that high, never trade up for one. And then they extend you, and they haven't done that with linebackers. Like, have you always felt kind of special in their eyes?
Well, I felt special in that. Well, again, it's not necessarily about a belief in feeling or an emotion or something that's spook, something that I can't see, right? I saw that they, traded up, right? So that obviously there's some type of value that they see in me, right? Of course, I see that they're extending me, so obviously there's some type of value there that they hold for me. So, I honor that again. I appreciate that, and it's my duty and my responsibility to answer to those calls or that specialness that's been bestowed upon me. So.
Okay, did you ever, when you were in high school or at Notre Dame, ever dream of having this much money?
I have a dream about having this much money. Well, I mean, the goal is to continue to grow, right, in every aspect, whether it's my character, whether it's my finances, my economics, whatever it may look like, even spiritually, right? When I was in high school, I had a level of calling. What I'll say is that my name, Jeremiah, in the Hebrew, is Yirmiyahu, and it means to exalt or to lift up. So as time went on, I began to embed in that definition, and everything that I want to do, I wanted to continue to rise. So it's not about getting to a milestone where I was like, oh, that's a lot of money, so let me sit down. It's all about continue to make those progressions, continue to grow to the best that I can be. So.
I know it's 4 years away. Flag football is going to the next Olympics in LA. Would you want to play for your native country?
Yeah, that's actually a huge. I've been having a lot of talks about that lately, actually, with some of the brothers that's back in Ghana and just finding a way. We have a guy coming in here that he plays for the Vikings. Samoa, he's coming in as well. He's from Ghana too, and we've been talking about it, and it'll be cool. It'll be dope if that is a possibility that we can do. I think we both have citizenship, so I think that's something dope that we can do.
Be unique in your career, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be unique. That'd be unique being the first kind of like, and I don't know. I feel like I want to coach it versus getting out there, going against Jamar Chase and everything. I'd rather just coach.
Jeremiah, you talk about progression and growth. How much have you seen that in terms of your voice within the locker room, your leadership, that sort of thing within this team?
Say again.
Just how much have you seen your own voice kind of grow and as a leader in this team?
Yeah, I would say that the word is pace, just in the process of me gaining more information, being here longer, building my relationships more with the front office, with my teammates, with the coaches, with the janitors. You know, I'm a fan of the janitor. I always mention the janitors. With the janitors, right? Building my relationship with the organization, I think my voice has become more paced and understanding when to or not to, you know, when to be loud or not to. And I think that that's the real mastery of being a football player, especially a linebacker, is just about being that, if I was to quote Coach Schwartz, that nerve center, and just understanding there's a time and a place for everything. So that's what I would say the progression has been with, you know, my voice in the team and my presence on the team.
Much of that responsibility, you said with the I, that comes with that, is that part of that talking more?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is talking more, but then again, if there's not much talking that's needed, then, you know, that's also something that you kind of are aware of and see it and say, well, I don't need to be talking at this particular second. You know, a lot of times, you know, when you know, people go therapy, you know, they'll say the first thing is, you know, are you aware of this disease? Are you aware of this mental issue that you have? And that's the first step, right? It's just being aware of your surroundings and the circumstances that you are in, and then from there you can decide, you know, what you need to do, right? So, appreciate it.
Thanks. Congratulations.